How's it going, guys? CotC here. Today I'm going to be going over the first banner character for the Bravely collaboration, Adele from Bravely Default 2. I've been a bit busy and a tad sick lately, so Elvis's overview will be up later, and as the banner character, I wanted to get Adele's character overview up before Elvis's, so you guys are well informed before you decide whether or not to roll. Adele's voice actress is Yukana, a big name in the industry with many years of experience. Her biggest roles are from some huge titles over a decade old, such as C2 from Code Geass, Tessa from Full Metal Panic, and Ai Nanasaki from Amagami, but those are just a few roles on her long list of voice work over the years. She has a lot of roles in gaming as well, such as Hokusai in Fate Grand Order, Tyr Grants in Tales of the Abyss, and Neo in Grand Blue Fantasy. Adele is a thief centered around dealing high amounts of damage, with an emphasis on guaranteed critical hit nukes. Taking a look at her stats, her attack stands out as the highest currently available among thieves, even rivaling some of the heaviest physical hitters in other classes, such as Fior. Additionally, she's just as fast as the other thieves available, but notably still slower than Viola, which is a good thing, as it allows Viola to initiate a break and have Adele come in for some big damage. Adele's greatest assets are her 3-hit shield crack and after image nuke. 3-hit shield crack makes Adele theoretically useful for any fight, no matter the enemy weaknesses. After image, which is only available at 5 stars, is her powerful staple nuke skill. It has a base power of 260 and also crits guaranteed if used at max boost. Speaking of guaranteed crits, let's take a look at the first of Adele's passives. Her 1-star passive gives her 30% damage up on her critical hits. While this is normally a less attractive passive due to the random nature of crits, After Image has a guaranteed critical hit when used at max boost, allowing her to get a free 30% extra damage on a skill that was already going to do huge damage anyways. Moving further into Adele's kit, we have a couple nukes that can apply poison to the enemy. At 2-star, she has a 170 nuke, and at 5-star, she gains a 230 power nuke. Both have a medium chance to inflict poison on the enemy for 2 turns, which leads us into Adele's next passive. Her 3-star passive gives her 30% passive attack up while there is a poisoned enemy. I was contacted by Urshiko about a mistranslation that I had on the spreadsheet before, and it has now been fixed, so thanks to him for the heads up. Poison debuff is pretty rare at the moment, but both Elvis and Adele can apply them within their own kits. However, I'd personally rather not include Adele's poison skill on her kit simply because it's both slot inefficient and action inefficient. If the enemy is out of break, I'd rather be using a multi-hit skill, and if they're in break, I'd rather be nuking with her guaranteed crit after image. As far as slots in her kit, Adele only has 3 slots to work with, and I would like to invest 2 of those on her 3-hit shield crack and her after image nuke, with the 3rd slot going to a skill such as a light skill, or her utility sidestep, which we'll get to in a bit. Also, if you want to try to get the poison damage boost on an enemy while they're in break, you have exactly 1 chance to try to apply that poison, since it only lasts for 2 turns, one of which will expire immediately after you apply it. On the elemental side, Adele has 2-hit light single target and 2-hit light AoE. Her magic stat isn't exactly anything to write home about, so you might actually get more value out of using her 3-hit shield crack even against enemies that are weak to light. However, if you're in a fight where multiple enemies are weak to light, such as Tikilen, bringing the 2-hit AoE can get you a lot of value. As far as utility goes, Adele has the same sidestep skill that Tressa has, allowing her to dodge incoming physical attacks. However, without a taunt skill to go alongside it, this is more of a personal safety tool rather than a combination of skills that can be used to cheese certain fights. Adele's closest comparison currently in the game is Heathcote, as they both have 3-hit shield crack and are more attack-inclined characters than Viola, who is much more prominently featured as a debuffer. Heathcote has an advantage in his 2-hit AoE shield cracks, making him more universally useful against multiple enemies. However, Adele beats him easily in the damage department, with her after image nuke, on top of her raw attack stat and passives being far superior. That being said, I do want to say one thing about both of these characters. As accounts progress, the need for shield crack thieves becomes lower and lower, since you can fill up your teams with the relevant weapon types instead. Once the need for shield crack goes away, the things you want to look at are the character's damage and their performance against enemies that are actually weak to daggers. Because of how much greater Adele's damage potential is than Heathcote's, she remains the much stronger character between the two moving forward. Obviously, when you look at a character such as Viola, who has extremely valuable utility, she's not as valued for her damage output, so we wouldn't evaluate her in the same way. And that's it for my character overview on Adele. I think Adele sets an important precedent moving forward, that Thieves' value lies with their damage output, even with as neat a concept as shield crack being in the game. If you want a character that can have a lasting impact on your roster, consider picking her up. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to drop them down in the comment section below. And until next time, this has been CotC. See ya!